In this video, we'll demonstrate how to use the Shipping and Invoicing section of JobMaster. The Shipping and Invoicing section of JobMaster is split into two parts. One part lets you record shipments into JobMaster and invoice one job at a time. The other part lets you record shipments into JobMaster and invoice multiple jobs at the same time. This video will cover the part of the Shipping and Invoicing section where you can invoice multiple jobs at one time. For a video demonstration of the part of the Shipping and Invoicing section where you can invoice one job at a time, watch the previous video in this series. To access the Shipping and Invoicing section of JobMaster, click on the Ship or Invoice or Certify button on the main menu. Immediately after this, a small window will pop up with two buttons, Single Job and Multiple Job. Since we're showing you how to use the multiple job part of the Shipping and Invoicing section, we'll click on the Multiple Job button. Now, this takes us to the Open Jobs for Shipping window. Notice that there are three grids in this window. The top grid lists all of the customers that you've entered into JobMaster. At the right, there's a panel with a search feature, which you can use to locate a particular customer. You can locate the customer either by their customer ID, their name, or phone number. Click on the circle next to Customer ID, name, or phone number, and then, depending on what you selected, type the customer ID, name, or phone number into the yellow-colored box below and press the Enter key. If you select a customer from the list by clicking on it, you'll notice that the list of jobs for that customer displays in the list immediately below the list of customers. For each job in the list, the following information is displayed: the job number, the part number of the part manufactured in the job, the description of the part, the total quantity of the part ordered in the job, and the quantity still remaining to be shipped. You can locate a job by using the Locate Job box to the right. Just type the job number into the box and then press the Enter key. In the list of jobs, you may also notice that some of the jobs are displayed with a gray background. This means that the job has already been partially or fully shipped and cannot be used in a multiple job invoice. Only full shipments can be included in invoices in the multiple job section of JobMaster. In a moment, we'll show you how to ship a job here. There are also two buttons called Open Jobs and All Jobs. Clicking on the Open Jobs button shows all of the jobs whether they've been fully shipped or not. Clicking on the All Jobs button shows only jobs that have not been shipped or have only been partially shipped. The bottom grid in this window is all of the jobs that have been fully shipped but not yet invoiced. When you ship a job from the grid above, the job will appear down here so that you can invoice it. Of course, you can select multiple jobs at once to invoice. As before, there are two buttons called Open Jobs and All Jobs. The Open Jobs button shows only shipments that have not yet been invoiced. The All Jobs button shows jobs that have and have not been invoiced. First, however, we'll demonstrate how to ship a job. From the Check Jobs to Ship grid, select one of the jobs by clicking in the checkbox which corresponds with it. As we explained earlier, you cannot select a job that has been fully or partially shipped already. Then click on the Ship Job button. This will open up a window where you can enter the information for the shipment. At this window, the quantity to be shipped is automatically entered into the Quantity to Ship field. This is the full quantity of the shipment, since you can only include full shipments in multiple job invoices. You can fill in the weight of the shipment, the number of boxes, who packed the shipment, and who checked it in the adjacent fields. Next, there's a field that shows the packing slip number. Below that is the date of the shipment, which you can change if you want. Next, there's the field that displays the shipping method. This field automatically fills in with the shipping method specified in the original sales order. However, you can change the shipping method here if needed. To the right, there are two large notes fields. The first is the Shipment Notes field. Here you can enter any notes about the shipment. The Customer Shipping Notes field automatically fills in with the notes that were entered for this shipping location in the customer directory. Once you've entered all of the information for the shipment, you can print out a packing slip by clicking on the packing slip button in the lower left corner of the window. Printing the packing slip will save the shipment, so do not print the packing slip unless you're sure you want to save the shipment. Once you're finished entering all of the information for the shipment and want to enter it into JobMaster, then click on the OK button. Otherwise, click on the Cancel button to exit back to the list of jobs without saving the shipment. At this point, we'll click neither OK nor Cancel so that we can demonstrate a few more items on the shipping window. At the bottom of the window, there's a certificate button which takes you to an area of the program where you can create and print certificates of conformance. You enter the text of the certification statement in the field at the bottom of the window. You can also select a pre-written certification statement using the drop-down box just above the field where you enter the statement. Watch the video on entering data lists to learn how to enter pre-written certification statements. You also have the option of including two data fields on the certification statement with custom names. The names and data for these custom fields are entered above, where you enter the text for the certification statement. After you've entered all of the information for the certification statement, then click on the Print button to print it. For now, we'll click on the OK button to save the shipment into JobMaster. Now we're back at the main multiple job invoice window. Let's look at the bottom grid, which is called Check Jobs to Invoice. Once we create a shipment, as we just demonstrated, it gets listed in this grid so that we can invoice it. If we want to delete the shipment, we can do so by clicking on it and then clicking on the Delete button. Of course, the main thing we want to be able to do here is create a multiple job invoice. If we want to create a multiple job invoice, we first have to select some shipments from the bottom grid by clicking in the respective checkboxes. Once we've selected all of the shipments we want to include in the multiple job invoice, then we click on the Create Invoice button. Now a window opens up which displays the details for the multiple job invoice. At the top of the window, the following information is displayed: the invoice number, the date on which the invoice was created, the total amount of jobs that are included in the invoice, the ID of the customer that the invoice is being sent to, and the main phone number for that customer. You can also type a name into the Attention field and select the terms of payment from the Terms drop-down box. Also, when you enter your customers into the customer directory in JobMaster, you can specify what payment terms you usually use with that customer. If you provided the payment terms for that customer, that value is automatically selected from the Terms drop-down list. See the video on using the customer directory in JobMaster for information on how to enter your customers into JobMaster and select the preferred payment terms for them. In the middle of the window, there are two tabs called Customer Billing Address and Invoice Dollar Amount. The customer billing address shows the billing address for this invoice. The billing address is automatically taken from the billing address entered for that customer in the customer directory. Again, see the video about the customer directory in JobMaster for how to enter the billing address for your customers. However, you can change the billing address for the invoice by just clicking in any of the address fields and making your desired changes. If you click on the Invoice Dollar Amount field, this shows you the total amounts for the invoice. Here you can see the total amounts for taxable and non-taxable items, any discounts that were given, and the total shipping amount. You can also apply a discount to the entire invoice. First, select whether you're discounting a percentage or a dollar amount from the invoice. Then type the amount in here. The total amount of the discount displays in the Invoice Discount Amount field. The Invoice Total field displays the amount in the Invoice Subtotal field minus the invoice discount. Next, in the grid at the bottom of the window, all of the jobs that are being invoiced are displayed. Notice that for each job in the list, the quantity, the unit price, discount, tax, and shipping are all displayed. If we want to edit either the discount, tax, or shipping amount for a job, click on it and then click on the Edit Line Part button. This will open up a window where you can edit the discount, tax, or shipping amount. You enter the discount and tax amounts as either a dollar amount or a percentage of the subtotal for the job. To enter a tax amount if none is yet given, you must first make sure that the taxable checkbox is checked. When you have finished editing the discount, tax, and shipping amounts, click on the OK button to save your changes, or click on the Cancel button to exit this window without saving your changes. You can also remove jobs from the invoice. To do this, you must first click on the job you want to remove, and then you click on the Delete Line Part button. You'll be asked to confirm that you really want to delete the job from the invoice. Click Yes to confirm that you want to delete it, or click No if you don't want to. If you click Yes, the job will be removed from the invoice, but will still be available for invoicing later. When you want to save the invoice into JobMaster, click on the OK button. If you want to cancel without saving the invoice, click on the Cancel button instead. Lastly, you can print the invoice using the Print button. When you click on the Print button, you're notified that printing the invoice saves it. We'll go ahead and print the invoice to show it. Now, if you want to view, print, or edit an existing invoice, first click on the View and Print Invoice button at the bottom of the window. If you click on this button, this brings up a list of all the invoices that have been created so far. You can print the entire list shown here by using the Print List button. Notice that for each invoice shown here, the original sales order which it came from is shown. If there are multiple sales orders shown, that means that the invoice is a multiple job invoice. If you'd like to view, print, or edit one of the invoices here, you can do so by clicking on one of the invoices to select it, and then clicking on the View Invoice button. This will open up another window where you can see all the details for the invoice, make changes to the invoice, and print the invoice. You can edit the attention line, the terms of the invoice, the billing address, and the invoice discount. Just as when you create a new invoice, you can use the Edit button to edit the discount, tax, and shipping for a job. You can also use the Print button to print the invoice. Click on the OK button to save your changes when you're finished, or click on the Cancel button to exit from this window without saving your changes. Click on the Close button to exit from the list of invoices. And back at this window, click on the Close button to exit to the JobMaster main menu.